life hacks that everybody should know. Like, have you ever gotten a splinter stuck in your finger? If you haven't, then you're not human. Well, it's always difficult to get out of your skin, always. But what you can do is you can dab some school glue over the splinter. Don't use crazy glue, okay? School glue, the white stuff you use at school, okay? And you let it dry, and then you slowly peel it away, and the splinter should come right out with the glue. This is so much better than everything else I've always tried. You're always like standing there for hours trying to get the light on it. It never comes out, ever. I've never successfully removed a splinter until now. This is probably news to everyone, but we've been pouring juice wrong for far too long. I do it like this, and this always happens. You always get like a splishity splash. It's like, whew. Also my sleeves. I love bell sleeves. I don't know why. The violent pour. It just keeps going. It's all violent, and it's like, blah, blah, blah. But if you flip it around and you hold the flap down, it's like just a steady stream. Look at it. This is how I want to pour everything in my life. This is how I don't want to pour everything in my life. This one I've seen before, never tried it. It says that, you need to iron a shirt, but you don't own an iron because who the hell owns an iron anyways? Like the only places I ever see irons are at hotels. So yeah, apparently you can use a heated up pot and get all those wrinkles out. I feel like this could go horribly wrong. I feel like you could burn a hole through your shirt. Like, how do you know the right temperature it should be? I don't know if I'm digging this hack. I'm not about to test it out on my clothes, but if one of you guys tried it and it goes wrong, do not blame me, okay? They do say here that you can use a foil in between the pot and the shirt for extra protection. This is so handy. Look how organized this is. I would never take the time to do this though, if I'm being completely honest. Like all these life hacks, I'm like, these are really cool, but am I ever gonna take the time to do it? No. So this is like, you keep opening up your freezer and everything keeps tumbling out. All those little peas that you've opened, they're like tumble, 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 tumble. But now they don't gotta tumble anymore because now you just can organize them. You know what? I'm gonna do this just because I can. If you want to prevent your computer from going to sleep overnight for whatever reason, you don't want it to go black, then you just put your mouse on top of a watch, and the little moving hand on the watch apparently will trigger the mouse so it doesn't fall asleep, so your computer will never fall asleep. I feel like this is like computer torture, but whatever. A comment here says the computer goes to sleep after 5 minutes, and somebody else said, not on my watch. I like it. Avocados, they're never ripe. Like you always buy them and you're like, great, gotta wait like at least a week to be able to eat this. And that's so disappointing because you buy it because you're like craving avocados right then and there. You don't want to wait until that's ripe. Well, this person has figured out that if you put an avocado in a beer koozie, it apparently goes ripe the next day. Now, if only I had any beer koozies. I would test this if I had a beer koozie. But all I got is avocados, so I can't. I just gotta wait 5 days. Gotta wait the 5 days. For the perfect ice pack, what you do is you wet a sponge, preferably a clean one, and then you put it in a Ziploc bag. And this is amazing because when the ice melts, it's gonna stay absorbed in the sponge, so it's not gonna leak everywhere. And also, it's like not this weird bumpy texture. Like, you know what it's like when you make ice packs out of ice from your freezer. It's like all these chunky lumps and you can't get it like perfectly on yourself, but now you can. Now it's soft. I mean, it's frozen, so it's not soft, but you know what I mean. Okay, so you got 2 batteries, okay? And you're like, which is the new one? Which is the old one? Well, you can use this hack to figure it out. So you pick up the battery and it bounces and falls, right? But the other one stands up. That is the one that has the life in it. It is happy, see? This one kind of blew my mind, but believe it or not, you can fit Gatorade caps on gallon jug bottles. I didn't know that. Like, let's say you're going on a road trip or something. You don't have to bring 100 water bottles. You can bring one big jug and put a Gatorade thing on the top and then share your spit with everybody. No, I'm kidding. You could have one each for the 2 people or however many people you're with, you know? Need to conceal belongings somewhere but don't want to put them too far out of sight? This one is insane. This is so smart. Do you guys see what they did? It's a secret door, but for things you want to hide. And also you look really smart in the meantime because it looks like you got all these books. So basically what they did is they took all these binders, okay? They cut the flaps out and then they glued them together, and then they left just the outsides there, and then it's like a door. It's a secret door. Oh, my mind is blown. You shouldn't hide things, but still, it's cool. You gotta admit it's cool. A contact lens case is a great travel container for moisturizer and cream. This is true because, you know, whenever you travel, if you bring anything that's even a little too big, they're gonna take that. They don't care that it was expensive. They don't care that it's your favorite. They don't care that you bought it in a different country. They're just gonna take that shit. And I don't know what they do with it, but I hope at least someone's enjoying it. But yeah, if you don't want to risk things getting taken away, you put them into really small containers like this. You bring just enough to last you on the trip. And then it doesn't matter. You can even, who cares what happens to this? Because it's just a little bit. For a more convincing smile in your selfies, squint your eyes a bit. People tend to only smile with their mouth, while their eyes still hold a neutral or even negative expression. Guys, what smile is better? This one or this one? I feel like now I just look like I'm drunk. It felt to me like I would look like I was drunk, but this makes sense though, because when you smile for real, like when someone is actually making you smile, you know, it's a natural smile and your like face is like reacting to smiling, or you know what I'm saying, they're reacting to the emotion. But when you smile and you're taking a picture, it's usually a faked smile. So like you might not be moving all the muscles that normally move in a smile. Use a bread clip to secure the bottom of your flip-flops as the hole begins to wear down. I don't know why I find this one funny. I've never owned an expensive pair of flip-flops, so I personally would just buy another pair. Like, every flip-flop I own is probably like $5. Yeah, I think I'd rather just buy another pair than use a bread clip on it. But if you got an expensive pair of flip-flops, then you do you. Or even if you're like, I don't want to spend $5, then you do you. I ain't judging. I just wouldn't do it. Avoiding making pancakes because of the mess? Never. They're too delicious to avoid to make. And anyways, make a big batch of pancake batter. I'm not gonna say no to that. And use a cleaned out ketchup bottle to pour it out perfectly in the pan. Perfect shape, little cleanup. I am so down for this life hack because, okay, the only reason I avoid making pancakes is because of the time it takes to make the pancake batter. I'm lazy. But if I had it available to me in a ketchup bottle in the fridge at all times, I would just be eating pancakes every day. But I see one flaw to this. I don't know about you, but when I make pancake batter, I use raw eggs. I feel like this isn't gonna last very long in the fridge. I don't want to get sick. I don't know. With this, how long will the pancake batter last, guys? I need answers. Nobody make me sick, okay? This may be the most bizarre hack on the list. If you want to improve the smell of a stinky pair of shoes, just leave them in the freezer overnight. The cold temperatures may kill those odor-causing bacteria. I find this disgusting. Why would you put your stinky-ass shoes in the freezer, where your food is, where things you eat is? No, not happening. I'd rather just have stinky feet than have stinky food. Thank you. Okay, this is an example of a life hack I've read, should have used, and never used. So, you know when you got those candles and they're real deep and you gotta put your hand inside and try to turn it on with a lighter, and you're doing this but you're burning yourself at the same time, you're like, Well, apparently you can just use like a spaghetti and light that to light the fire. Just don't set your house on fire. Also, like I said, I do this all the time. I light candles all the time. I never use this hack, and I've read it before. You forget about the hacks. Why do I forget about the hacks? It's like you just need to go in and do them immediately. Also, I kind of like low-key don't want to open up a whole bag of spaghetti just so that I can light a candle. So if you ever have to evacuate your home because there's a storm, they say that you should put a frozen cup. This is stupid already, but I'll tell you why they say it works and why I think it's stupid. They're saying you should put a frozen cup into the freezer with a coin on top, because then if your freezer melts, like if your power goes off or whatever, and your freezer melts and then refreezes, you know that all the food's gone bad in the freezer because the coin will now be at the bottom of the cup. But this is stupid because like you would have to always have a frozen cup ready on hand. Because if you didn't have it on hand and there was a storm and you had to evacuate, you'd be like, can't evacuate yet. Gotta wait for my cup to freeze. Well, there you go, guys. Those were life hacks that everybody needs to know, including you. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you guys do any of these life hacks, then let me know how it goes. Only use it at your own risk. I have not tested any of these life hacks. Some of them I'm like, this makes sense. This would work. But the rest of them, I'm like, I don't know. I simply don't know. So you guys gotta let me know which ones work, which ones don't. Because I love you all so much. Don't forget to stay awesome and be nice to each other. Bye-bye.